It's Abby again. I'm gonna start using my phone for more videos because I think it's a little bit better audio. I'm not sure, but when I go back and view my videos on YouTube, I find out that it's kind of better to use my phone. So I'm gonna start doing that. So it is Saturday, September 3rd. It is Labor Day weekend, and we have a 3-day weekend, and the hurricane is about to come through here. And it was torrential, like downpour yesterday. So we actually dismissed early, like by 3 hours. So our normal dismissal time is 4:45 because our school's like style and format, we get into school at 10:50 and we get out of school at 4:40, which really at like 4:45. So that works very well for a lot of us. So we went to school from 10:50 to like 1:45, and our schedule was wacko. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I can access the lunch's Twitter account so I can show you the schedule we had yesterday. Okay. Sorry if I'm out of frame right now. Okay, so yesterday's schedule, it said, 10:50 to 11:30 was lunch. So that was my lunch period. Then 11:30 to 12:15 first period, which is basically my biology class. So a 45-minute biology class. 12:45 to 1 second period, 45-minute English class. So we have a project with my friends Kelsey, Candace, and Maggie, and me, and we're all working together as a group. We just read a story called Oedipus Rex. It's an epic poem, but it's called like a tragic poem or whatever. But the epic poem is the style, but there's a difference between an epic hero and a tragic hero. And Oedipus is the tragic hero. If you don't know what that means, I will explain for you. Basically, tragic heroes, they have really bad qualities that aren't necessarily that bad, but like they do a tiny slip up, they make small or not so huge mistake, and then their consequence becomes like like for that particular culture, it becomes like the worst thing that could happen to them. And in Greek culture, like exile is worse than death. So Oedipus has a prophecy that he's gonna basically marry his mom and kill his dad. So what happens is he his mother attempts to stop the prophecy by dangling him over a mountainside and trying to kill him, basically, and tying ropes to him so he's dangling off the mountain. But a man found him, or a shepherd found him, or something like that, and they took him away and they gave him to an adopted parents, to some adoptive parents. So his adopted parents raised him, and he ended up, actually the prophecy came true, and he ended up like Jocasta, his wife, is actually his mom that abandoned him because she wanted to stop that prophecy from him killing his father from coming true. And then, he basically ends up killing his father, who is King Laius, and the story is he's looking for the person who killed King Laius, but in reality, it's him. So he basically he makes a decree about, like, if you fess up that you killed Laius, then there's no harm done to you. But if you hold it in, or if you know about the person that did the crime and you hold it in, then you will be exiled, because that is the worst crime that can happen in Greek culture at that time. So basically, he will exile whoever kills the person. Well, long story short, he ends up killing his father because the prophecy, half of the prophecy has already been fulfilled when he marries Jocasta, because that's his mom, and he has kids with her. So obviously that's another part of the prophecy. He has the kids with her too, and then he ends up killing Laius. And Jocasta, like, he's so worried about this prophecy because he got this prophecy a long, long time afterwards. So, like, his friend Creon basically tells him, like, I don't know if it was him or Jocasta, but they point out the rope marks on his ankles, and, like, he keeps worrying about the prophecy and keeps trying to prevent it and keeps mulling it over in his mind. But in reality, like, they point out to him, like, look, you are this baby already that has done this, and you have already been with your mom. I am your mother. Jocasta says, I'm your mother, and Laius was your father, and you killed Laius. But there are differing stories as to how many people killed Laius, and another prophet named Tiresias, I think it was Tiresias, that thought that there was multiple people that killed Laius. In actuality, it was only Oedipus that killed Laius. So he thinks he can be saved from his exile by them believing, like, continuing to believe that there was 3 people who killed him instead of only Oedipus. But Jocasta tells him, because he's still looking for the person who killed Laius, and then Jocasta ends up committing suicide because she is, like, upset that she married her son and stuff like that. Because Jocasta finds out first, I guess. Anyway, afterwards, Oedipus gouges his eyes out because he goes in there and sees the place where Jocasta basically commits suicide and hangs herself. And the sight was so gory that he literally, like, gouged his own eyes out. And the funny thing is the blind seer, Tiresias, was the man who was also kind of trying to accuse Oedipus of the crime. And Oedipus was so prideful that he literally, like, started making stupid insults just to fill in huge time of argument. You know, he was just filling time with all these arguments about how Tiresias was blind. But Tiresias made a prophecy that Oedipus would become blind, and he would be blind to what was going on around him. And that really happened literally and figuratively, because he figuratively was worrying so much about finding Laius' killer and the prophecy itself that he failed to realize, oh yeah, the prophecy already happened, and I am that man that they're talking about. Well, no, he already knew. I mean, the prophecy was that he was going to do that. So really, the prophecy was already fulfilled in the fact that he had already married her and already killed his father. So, long story short, the prophecy comes true. The other prophecy comes true also about what Tiresias said when he mocked Tiresias at first, but then he became blind afterwards, in the literal sense as well. So we're working on that story, and now we have to come up with our own tragic hero story for the English class, for Mr. Nick's class. So I'm not going to spill all the details yet, but I might come back and, like, I'm probably going to tell you that story. I know I said I was going to do the reflective essay on here, but I really don't want to do that because I think I might have thrown my paper away already, and I really don't feel like reading that paper to you guys because I just don't want to. Because it's just some personal information that I don't really want to give out, and I don't know how I feel about that, so I'm just going to not do that on this channel. But what I will do is I will probably read to you the script that we're going to be doing for the Tragic Hero project, where we have to make a story, and we either have to tell it in front of the class or act it out, and we have to make some sort of visual to go along with it. So we're doing it's due on Tuesday, but because we got a really shortened class period on Friday with the 45-minute periods, we had virtually no time to complete the project on Friday. So we are doing the shared Google document, and we are editing and communicating by text and Google document to get it done and to make a script for it. So tomorrow I'm going to start again with my work on that project. So hopefully we'll all get together. And Candace wasn't at school on Thursday and Friday, so we're really hoping that she's going to be able to edit this, because we all have it in our emails and we're all constantly doing stuff on it. So pray for us that we're able to get our schoolwork done, because we are really stressed out about this project, and really the whole class is, because we don't feel like he gave us enough time. He did not give us enough time at all to do this project, especially since we're on the weekend. Especially since this is the weekend, and some people might not have been as prepared as we were. So some people might not have started a Google Doc or a group text message or anything. So it may be slightly more difficult for a lot of other groups too. So just hope and pray for us that we get everything done properly. So with that, I'm going to close out this video, and I want to say good night and have a blessed Labor Day weekend. Bye-bye.